are the 5 finalists in the SUV Performance SUV of the Year award. The Dodge Durango, this is the SRT version of the Durango. There is the Mercedes-Benz AMG GLC 63. There is the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quattrofolio Verde, which is QV for short, or the other way around. BMW's X, this is a hard one to remember because there's lots of nomenclature in here. So it's a BMW X3 M40i, right? And then the final one is the very beautiful Maserati Levante, and this is the GTS version of the vehicle. The 5 finalists in the Performance SUV of the Year from the AVA. So this is how the voting is going to work this year. There are 8 voting members of the AVA this year. Each individual member will decide which 4 cars they want to move forward to the next round. And we'll keep doing that until we finally have a winner.
Okay, we have
8 pieces of paper there.
We have a determination. Are we ready to say
I have 8
only 4 vehicles can go with us on to the next round? Are we ready to know who those 4 vehicles are, everyone? All right.
So which car unfortunately does not get to move on to the next round?
Actually, we have a tie now.
So two.
Yeah, 2 get eliminated.
And 2 get eliminated in
2
this
may
round.
get eliminated in this round. Are we
yeah.
ready to hear the 3 vehicles that will be proceeding on to the next round for us?
Yes, please.
We're ready.
All right, we have the Stelvio, the Levante, and the Mercedes GLC AMG.
Actually, I'm really sad because I really enjoy this Durango. I voted for it, and yeah, it's got an incredible engine note. It seats 3 rows, and it tows the most. So if this were a towing competition, this one at over 8,500 pounds would certainly win, but oh well.
Alright, so what happens now, Alex?
Now we pass our papers back and we vote for our top 2. Now the voting gets more difficult. 2 Italians or a German?
Mercedes and Levante. Levante, Stelvio. Stelvio, Levante. Stelvio, Levante. Stelvio, Levante. Stelvio Levante.
I might change my name to that.
Wow.
From now on, you can call me Stelvio Levante.
Stelvio Levante, Trofeo.
Trofeo.
So clearly we have 2 Italian winners.
Yeah, those 2 move on.
Time to say goodbye to the Mercedes.
That car was a fun SUV.
That has an
Off-road
incredible
was fun.
V8 sound.
I'm super bummed because that was my choice
This is
for
more like a sprinter.
the winner of the remaining. So I keep being on the losing end of these things. Apparently,
Paper going back.
I'm not doing well,
Doesn't matter.
but
Take a piece of paper.
we have to keep
Oh,
voting.
you're doing fine, Robin.
Take out a
What you
piece
like is what you like.
We're torn between 2 lovers and feeling like a fool.
You're too kind.
Couldn't help it.
We just pick one.
Top pick, everyone.
I'm just Sophie's buying.
You know what's more interesting here? We have the choice between the actual Ferrari engine and the Ferrari derived engine.
Ferrari derived.
So Ferrari has 2 winners here. Hey, how about that? Now Jason's going to look at all of our votes and decide what he's going to vote for.
I just voted for the SRT.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Levante.
1.
Stelvio.
50.
Levante.
Oh.
Stelvio.
Oh.
Stelvio.
Oh.
Levante.
Oh!
Alpha.
Oh, it goes Alpha all the way.
And the winner.
Congratulations to
Alfa Romeo.
yes, it's FCA versus FCA.
Yes. I'm so torn because I love the way the Maserati looks and I love the interior. It's way better than the Stelvio, but it's also way more expensive.
You know, I voted for Levante. You know why?
Why?
Because it can go off road.
Oh, that's true. It's true. I voted for the Stelvio because that exhaust sounds like sex.
So why can't the Alpha go off-road? That's my question.
It could go off road. You just break very expensive things.
Oh, but that's also expensive to break.
But it's got an off road mode.
Oh.
Oh, it's got the little button you can push. This is off road.
Well, the votes have been counted and we knew Italy was going to take the prize in some form or other. It goes to the Alfa Romeo Stelvio QV is the winner, and the votes went 3 to the Levante, and Alfa Romeo for the Stelvio QV took away 5. So congratulations, for 2018 it is the Performance SUV of the Year. And of course, each member of the jury got to spend several hours with these vehicles and got to review them. So please go to their channels and take a look at the reviews of each individual vehicle that was in this year's competition. Alright, the AVA is now going to vote on the finals for the Performance Car of the Year, and the 5 finalists that we have been testing over the last 3 days have been lined up. Let's go down the line and take a look at who they are. McLaren's at 720S, their second generation of the sports car. The Red Eye, which is a form of a Hellcat. It comes from obviously Dodge, it's a Challenger. There is the Maserati Quattroporte, the GTS version of this vehicle, 4-door sedan. BMW's latest version of the M5 with 600 horsepower, and finally, back from the 1960s, the Ford Bullet. It's a Mustang and it has everything from the movie. Let's find out how the team are going to vote. So this is how the voting is going to work in the Performance Car of the Year. We're going to take all 5 vehicles and decide which 4 go on to the next round. So everybody puts their choice of which car that they like to go on to the next round, all 4 on a piece of paper. The tally is done by people who are in the engineering and math trade, and then they come up with an answer.
Alex, are you in the engineering and math trade? Which one?
Well, I'm in a materials engineering company, so I suppose so.
So who's the engineer? Oh, that man with the EE.
He's the one with the engineering.
I do trade math cards.
Yeah.
Ford.
All right. And unfortunately, the vehicle that cannot go with us to the next round is the Maserati Quattroporte. Which is sad, because I think it is one of the prettiest. And it has a Ferrari engine under the hood. I voted for the Ferrari, thank you.
Alright, so the one car that leaves us is the Quattroporte. Moving forward are the other 4 vehicles, so now we get down to 3. The voting continues as we choose the 3 vehicles that we feel we can take into the next round. Everybody gets a vote, and all 8 judges are now filling out their ballots.
Alrighty there, so our vehicles moving on to the next phase here are the Red Eye, the M5, and the McLaren.
Sorry, Mustang. The Bullet was just in really impressive company here, and so I'm actually really impressed with how well it held up compared to all these amazing cars. It's definitely fun, but you know, there's some really sweet stuff here, so all good.
Alright, that's it. We had to take a short break so Matt could recover after the Bullet was eliminated from the voting, but the next portion of voting is down to the final 2, so we decide who goes forward into the next round. It's going to be a tough one because there are 3 stellar performance cars for the 2018 year. If you want to see any of the full reviews, please go to any of the judges' YouTube pages and you can see how they drove the cars, what they thought about them individually, and you can also see their intimate feelings about the vehicle.
That would be YouTube channels, Nick, just
What did I say?
pages.
All right, channels.
Now the choices are down between a supercar, a family sedan, and a muscle car. That's an
Casual
interesting combo.
family
Yeah.
sedan.
But in case
600 horsepower.
you're wondering, this vehicle has only 2 inches less combined legroom than that family car. So we actually have a tie there between the Challenger and the M5.
So when there's a tie, what we're going to do is try and convince the people to come over from one side or the other. So in this particular instance, there's a tie between the M5 and this vehicle, the Challenger Red Eye. And at this point, the team needs to convince somebody to come over from one side to the other.
Think about your criteria. What are our two criteria that we're supposed to be voting on?
Fun.
Okay, that's one.
Fun and style.
And I agree, both of them are fun.
And the old
That's
people,
not fun.
Old people don't know
There's no
anything about
style in that. There's no difference in the exterior between that and a regular M5.
I feel like they're milking it at this point.
This-
Another set 90 horsepower. What else are they going to do to it?
Yeah.
It's like they need to completely redesign it, move it to a new platform, make it lighter. That's what
For
it
me,
really
for
needs.
me,
Remember what M cars are meant to be. They're meant to be naturally aspirated, light engines that are special engines to the M car, rear-wheel drive, and optioned with manuals. That has none of
Well
that.
spoken.
This is literally an old car, and they keep adding more power to it. It's so old.
Just as you say that, think about the car you voted for. It's still a 5 Series. You can make the same argument for the design on this. There's nothing in this design that says performance or sporty. You know it's an M5, you know it's super fast. No one's debating that it's fun to drive, and Jason said it's super fun to drive. But if you look at the exterior, go down the line. What says fun? Nobody's debating it.
I'm convinced. Yeah. No, it has no style. It doesn't.
doesn't.
Look, an M5 should be a fire-breathing dragon, right? It should exude testosterone.
I personally think it's more fun to drive, but based on style, including that into it, yeah.
I'm sad to say that today we have had to say goodbye to the best car that we have had so far, the M5. It's everything that you could want in a performance car. It seats 5, it has 600 horsepower, it goes 0 to 60 as fast as your McLaren, and faster actually in the snow. So there you go. If you want a performance car for the wet or the snow, this will beat either of those two things any day. It's the ultimate driving machine, everybody. We have to say goodbye to the ultimate driving machine.
All right, let's pick.
No fist shaking.
Let's pick the winner.
There we go. And the winner is... It's drum roll. There we go.
Did it win because it's the most expensive and it's the fastest? Is that why it won? Just because it's...
it won because it made everyone sweaty and it made us scared while we were driving it.
Style and fun.
Style and
The
fun.
thing is stylish. It's stylish. Forget about price. Price and horsepower is not part of the
The price
equation.
is it? You could
Yes.
you could get like 4 of those
Exactly.
for one of those.
Exactly.
Or I could get one of those plus the other 3 cars that we kicked off for that one, dude.
I think it's a well-deserved win. We all had fun driving it. When it pulled up, everybody surrounded this vehicle. I think other part of it is we all don't have a lot of experience driving this, where all of us have experience driving this. It was fun.
That's it, the AVA have voted. All 8 jurors took these 5 cars and these 5 SUVs over the last 3 days, and the winners have been announced. Finally, it is the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quattrofoglio Verde, and as well as the McLaren 720S. 2 excellent choices, and we're all very pleased with the result.
I got 30 Corolla, but I take the M5 and I would take the Bullet. I still have money left over to pay rent for the next 5 years.
So what you're
See,
saying, Roman, is
exactly.
if the Red Eye wasn't here, you'd take the M5 over the McLaren, right?
See, it won because